It takes two to tango and three's a crowd. Hey, I'm Emily from MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Broadway Love Triangles.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're focusing on shows that originated on Broadway, so no Frozen, Legally Blonde, or Holiday Inn, and it's gotta be a triangle. So love stories with more than 3 people will not be considered. Let's get to it!
Excuse me! Glinda!
What do we do?
Keep singing!
Number 10. Phoebe Dysquith, Monty Navarro, and Sabella Hallward. A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Life must be really hard when you discover your family is rich and you have 2 women vying for your love.
Earl of Highhurst!
You, Earl of Highhurst. 8 people would have to die for that to happen. How likely is that?
Monty Navarro is torn between the vivacious, gold-digging newlywed Sabella and his distant relative, the beautiful and virtuous Phoebe.
I could go home. I should go. Still, I decided to live my life and be a wife again.
Neither woman knows about the other while trying to win his affections. Meanwhile, he continues to climb the social ladder by murdering everyone standing between him and the family fortune.
But when I am with Bibi, I am on fire, thinking of Sabella, full of desire, passion, and dare I say it, love. But when I'm with Sabella, whom do I admire? None but Bibi.
Despite everything, when each woman learns about the other, they're both perfectly happy to share him and keep this triangle going. Number 9. Natasha Rostova, Andrei Bolkonsky, and Anatole Karagan. Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812.
Natasha is young. She loves Andre with all her heart.
She loves Andre with all her heart. Natasha's young and Andre is his dear.
Anatole is hot. He spends his money on women and wine.
He spends his money on women and wine.
When we first meet Natasha, she's in love with her fiancé Andre. But when he goes off to war, enter Anatole. Natasha falls in love with the aristocratic bad boy, and even breaks off her engagement, with plans to elope with her new beau. Natasha is so smitten she overlooks his egotistical, self-serving qualities.
And your childlike eyes and your distant smile, I'll never be this happy again. You and I.
Oh, and the fact that he's already married. But however heartbroken she may be, her tragic story falls upon deaf ears when Pierre tries to convince Andre into taking her back. And honestly, who could blame him?
Did you love that bad man?
Don't call him bad.
Number 8. Kim, Chris, and Ellen, Miss Saigon. Tissues at the ready. It's been 3 years since the war ended and the GIs left Vietnam. Yet Kim's entire world is built on her unshakable faith that Chris will come back for her. Unfortunately, what she doesn't know is that Chris is now married.
The time will come when nothing keeps us apart. My heart forevermore holds still.
And while we're left utterly heartbroken for Kim, we feel bad for Ellen too, as she wonders if she should be the one to stand down. The lovers are briefly reunited under tragic circumstances as Kim takes her own life and dies in Chris's arms. Number 7. Henry Higgins, Eliza Doolittle, and Freddie Eynsford Hill, My Fair Lady. Eliza is nothing more to Henry Higgins than a way to win a bet. Meanwhile, Freddie Eynsford Hill falls for her immediately and even wants to marry her.
Let the time go by. I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live.
Despite all her hard work with Higgins, he continues to dismiss her, sending her straight into Freddie's arms.
And there still will be rain on that plain down in Spain. Even that will remain without you. I can do without you.
It's only at this point that he realizes that he's grown accustomed to her face and goes after her to apologize.
Yet I've grown accustomed to the trace of something in the air, accustomed to her face.
It's not the most romantic gesture, and yet she accepts and returns to him. All we're saying is that there's a strong case for Team Freddie.
Freddie loves me, that makes him king enough for me.
Number 6. Radames, Aida, and Amneris. Aida.
All I have to do is pretend I never knew him on those very rare occasions when he steals into my heart.
This triangle involves star-crossed lovers, and we all know how well that usually works out. Egyptian soldier Radames is betrothed to Princess Amneris, but he's fallen for Nubian slave and secret princess Aida. Adding more fuel to the flame, Aida becomes Amneris' handmaiden, and the pair become fast friends, making her discovery of the affair sting even more. Sadly, the lovers are sentenced to death for alleged treason. But in a final act of mercy to the two people she loved, Amneris convinces her father to let them die together. Number 5. Mimi Marquez, Roger Davis, and Benny Coffin. Rent. While there's nothing quite like the tango Maureen, we're going to focus on the triangle between Benny, Mimi, and Roger. Benny goes out of his way to psych Roger out by letting him know that he was Mimi's last boyfriend.
Black leather and lace. My desk was a mess. I think I'm still sore.
Cause I kicked him and I told him I wasn't his whore.
Did your boyfriend know who your last boyfriend was? I'm not her boyfriend. I don't care what she does.
Benny's meddling even manages to break up the couple and sends the dancer straight back into his arms.
But I die without
It takes Mimi almost dying for Roger to let bygones be bygones as he realizes he doesn't want to live without her. The two unite after finally learning that there's no day but today.
I should tell you.
I should tell you.
I should tell you I love you.
Number 4. Alexander Hamilton, Eliza Hamilton, and Angelica Schuyler. Hamilton.
Me, I trusted him.
Me, I loved him.
And me, I'm the damn fool that shot him.
You know what's harder than being in any old love triangle? When the other woman's your sister. Sure, Angelica was the one who introduced Eliza to Hamilton, but in doing so, she spends the rest of the show suppressing her true feelings.
My sister, thank you for all your service.
If it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
And when they get married, she does her sisterly duties as maid of honor, while revealing to the audience how she really feels. While Angelica goes on to marry someone else and moves away, when Burr fires that fatal shot, she and Eliza both rush to Alexander's side. Number 3. Elphaba, Fiyero, and Glinda. Wicked.
Life is painless for the brainless. Why think too hard when it's so soothing? Dancing through life, no need to tough it.
Fiyero and Glinda are all set to dance through life together. But as this pretty boy airhead spends more time with our favorite green witch, he has a change of heart. When Glinda holds a press conference to announce their surprise engagement, he realizes he's with the wrong witch and goes to find Elphaba.
Because happy is what happens when all your dreams come true. Well, isn't it?
While we do feel bad for Glinda, our hearts just melt when the lovebirds sing As Long As You're Mine. Eventually, Glinda forgives them both, and even helps them take that first step to happily ever after. Number 2. Marius Pontmercy, Cosette, and Éponine, Les Misérables. We hope you haven't put those tissues away yet. Éponine is head over heels in love with Marius, but he only has eyes for Cosette.
Without me, his world will go on turning. A world that's full of happiness that I have never known.
On My Own is an iconic musical theater track about the anguish of unrequited love. Yet she still acts as a wing woman and helps Marius and Cosette come together. It's a bittersweet ending for Éponine, who confesses her love to Marius before dying in his arms.
And rain
will make the flowers.
While we try to hold back those tears, Cosette and Marius' wedding makes us hopeful for a better time ahead.
I never thought I'd ship the Wicked Witch of the West and the Scarecrow, but here we are. Now, before we get to our number 1 trio, here's some great honorable mentions. Seriously, some of their songs are on my dream to sing list.
Don't make it personal.
But what am I supposed to do? Dina's beautiful and she's always been beautiful. But I've got the voice, Curtis. I've got the voice. You can't put me in back. You just can't.
Times are changing, Reptevia. The thing is, over a year ago, your daughter Seidel and I gave each other our pledge that we would marry.
Wife,
You have a husband.
you're my doctor.
You got a baby coming.
You. Let's just keep kissing you and come to.
Number 1. Christine Daae, Raoul de Chagny, and The Phantom of the Opera.
Let me be your shelter. Let me be your light. You're safe. No one can find you. Your fears are far behind you.
When Christine becomes an unexpected understudy, her sweet vocals win the affections of her childhood friend Raoul. Little do they realize that Raoul isn't the only one who takes a liking to Christine, and the Phantom is willing to play dirty. This triangle culminates in a dramatic standoff where Christine must decide between the two men.
Did you think that I would harm her? Why would I make her pay for the sins which are yours?
Seeing that Christine is willing to sacrifice her freedom for Raoul's life, the Phantom has a change of heart and sets them both free. And as they leave, we feel kinda bad for our heartbroken anti-hero.
So the Phantom has killer pipes and all. Get it? I know you do. But Christine should never have picked him over Raoul. Sorry guys, Raoul forever. What'd you think of the list? Who's your favorite love triangle on Broadway? Let us know in the comments, hit that like button, and check out this other great MsMojo video.